This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Live from the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee, welcome sim racing fans to the NASRA Snead Competition Design Truck Series Playoffs. I'm your host Joshua Lee, joined by Austin Knight. And Austin, tonight we will be deciding who will be moving on to the finale. The top four get to move on to the final round of the season next week, and it is going to come down to the wire as only one person is locked in to the next round.
Yeah, after a crazy race over in Vegas that was just absolute calamity for the top drivers in the championship, the new driver that is leading the championship, it is Tyler Dittmer, who is locked in and advancing to the championship 4 after taking the win. Rhett Tucker currently sits in second place after a disastrous race for him, but the main battle is those last two spots. Jason Higginbotham, Justin Lumpkin are currently sitting in third and fourth, but look how close those points are. 26 points separates third all the way to 10th. Anybody in this championship field could get into the championship 4 to join Tyler Dittmer and Rhett Tucker, who is theoretically already locked in unless he doesn't make a lap here. If he doesn't finish stage 1 or this race, Rhett Tucker should be able to make it in.
And those drivers fighting for that bubble spot. Right now it's Higginbotham and Lumpkin holding on to third and fourth, but Stephen Thomas, Dustin Scruggs, Michael McKinnon, you can even go all the way down to Mark Truxell, Chris Cinnamon, Keith Bradley. They have all been so fast and so consistent this year that one of them could very well go to victory lane tonight, and just like that, they are locked into the next round. Or we could see a lot of consistency, getting some good points and getting in on points, but with those championship drivers, I would not be surprised we see one of them go to victory lane tonight.
It is all honestly a points game here tonight, and a game for our playoff drivers. As we sit here in qualifying, currently the top 5 positions are by championship drivers.
Qualifying continuing. Michael McKinnon doing a great job on top right now with a 14.932. Rhett Tucker 14.941 on his opening lap.
As we look at our Lizard Works championship contender Tyler Dittmer as he's making his way across the line right now. Tyler Dittmer jumps up into 5th. He's already locked into the championship, but he's going to try to play devil's advocate and try to take the win here today and, you know, cause some chaos for these guys.
Comes across the line once again. We'll see if he will improve at all from that 15.035. Doesn't look like he will. So his 15.035 will remain his top time. Top time overall, still the 14.932 put up by Michael McKinnon. And Rhett Tucker, only other driver to get into the 14-second lap times. Stephen Thomas in third as a 15.022, not inside of that 14-second lap times. It looks like nobody else is on the racetrack right now. And it looks like Dustin Scruggs is now pulling off onto the track.
Yeah, but also Raul Meza is just waiting for that perfect time in the pit lane. You said Dustin Scruggs pulling up onto the track, right?
I believe so. If my timing was correct, it doesn't look like it was.
I think you're going crazy right there.
I could have been.
Well, it is late at night. And it's a beautiful night for a race here in Bristol Motor Speedway. Trucks have been updated to have a new aero package with the wall. So are we going to be seeing a lot more use of the high line here tonight?
We could see a lot more use of that high line, and it's already been used here on the iRacing service. That high line at Bristol is kind of known to be where a lot of the fast guys run, especially in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing series. A lot of those, lapped cars kind of hug the bottom. A lot of the lead lap cars fight up top, so we could very well see that, but you also got to remember the tires could start to wear very extremely up there with the lack of grip that's gonna have to start. Rubber's gonna get laid down extremely quickly up at the top of the racetrack, and that is gonna lead to those tires being burned off super quickly. So if you're gonna run up there, you gotta be careful to make sure that your tires are able to last the distance. With stages being 60, 60, and 80 here tonight to make up the 200 laps we'll run, I mean, you need to make those tires last for those stints.
Yeah, you definitely do that, and you got to avoid that wall. But with that aero update, kind of interacting with that wall a little bit, it's going to be a bit easier to stay away from that wall. But if you can just ride that cushion, you do have to watch out for these tires. But on the restarts, high line or not, you're going to have to work those tires to get ahead of these people. As we're starting to see some cars come back out onto track. This is Raul Meza, that 37 car.
See what lap Raul Meza can put down. He's going to take the green flag. See where he's going to run. He's going to choose that high line. He's going to experiment with it, getting dangerously close to it. You don't want to hit that wall. Not only will it scrub time off of your lap, but it will also disqualify your lap if you get a 0x by tapping that wall. And Meza's going to come across the line. Where is it going to put him? A 15.300. Down in 14th. That is definitely a lot slower than I was expecting from drivers running up there in qualifying.
It is a bit slow for Meza right there as he comes across the line once more. Does he improve? No, he does not. Just missed it out by 0.04 of a second. But sometimes starting at the back here is going to be a better strategy than starting up at front. I know some drivers are having computer issues with their cars. We're looking at Dustin Scruggs. He's now finally getting out onto track with just 2 minutes left in qualifying. That number 11, he is in run with the championship, so we are going to be seeing him try to make some moves. But Dustin, he likes to start at the back, then move up through the field. It's a bit more safer strategy for him.
And we look back, talking about safe driving, we look back to Las Vegas last week. I mean, we had a lot of wrecks early on that took out a lot of great trucks. And with no fast repairs remaining here in this series, you don't get those automatic resets anymore. So that means that you got to take care of your car. You got to make sure it doesn't get damaged. And it bit a lot of drivers last week because they were caught up in early wrecks, and they just couldn't rebound.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to be caught up in a wreck here. We saw that what happened at Vegas with Rhett Tucker. And for the other top championship drivers, as you saw of our points, they're all over the place. And they're incredibly tight. As Dustin Scruggs, he put in his lap. But it was just one lap that he put in. The other one, he made a little bit of wall contact. And he went into, well, the number 11 car is sitting in 11.
How convenient.
I know. It's great.
Well, qualifying going to wrap up here in a little less than 30 seconds. And Michael McKinnon, we talked about him last week in Vegas also, where he has been really having a resurgence at the top recently. I mean, in Las Vegas, he ran great all night. I believe he led a couple of laps, too. Qualified very close up to the top there, too. So
avoided the wreck.
He did avoid the wreck. And so Michael McKinnon, great job from him in the last couple of weeks of this season. Really coming alive here. But Rhett Tucker, he's always fast. He's in second. Same thing with Stephen Thomas as they round out your top three. But qualifying is over. In Austin, we got the starting grid.
Yes, we do. Michael McKinnon starts up on pole position, followed by Rhett Tucker, Stephen Thomas, Jason Higginbotham, Tyler Dittmer, Justin Lumpkin. It's an all-championship top 6. Which one of these drivers are going to go into the top 4? Currently, Tyler Dittmer and Rhett Tucker seem like well, Tyler Dittmer's already locked in. Rhett Tucker seems like a go for a lock-in unless he does not finish stage 1 and any other stage in the top 10 for the race. They're followed by Scott Osment, Taylor Peacock, Keith Bradley, Dane Hagan, Dustin Scruggs, Chris Cinnamon in 12th place. Ben Ganoyski, Jesse Sarge, Raul Meza, Tyler Daniels, Mark Truxell, Joey Duchette, Brennan Bullock, Lance Miller, and Mike Harnish at the end of this 21-car grid. here at beautiful Bristol Motor Speedway. 200 laps on the board here, but they're going to go out just like that because the average lap time here is about as long as a long-winded sentence by me. 15 seconds.
A long-winded sentence by you, as Austin, is more about 30, so you get about 2 laps here.
You know, I'm not going to take offense by that because I could go on for ages on how long I could talk.
Like you mentioned, the top 6 all being filled with playoff drivers, and that shows just the reason why they're in the playoffs. And it's not just, you know, I believe in this series, it wasn't just winning you're in. You know, you had to really be consistent. And even with that win you're in, well, even with that win you're in, to get those points going through the playoffs, you need to be consistent. And, I mean, even at the end of this series, we're going to be eliminating a good chunk of drivers. We're going to be eliminating 6 from the playoffs after the checkered flag waves here at Bristol. Then it's going to be the consistent and the cream of the crop that rose to the top. I mean, Tyler Dittmer already in to the next round. He has been consistent all season long, always running up front, always fast, and we're going to see who is going to be the best tonight out of those drivers who have been the stars all season long in this series.
Yeah, but currently pole position belongs to Michael McKinnon in that blue 13 from Pleasant Hill, Illinois. He is pretty much the organizer of all things NASRA, from the NRA Cup Series to the Snead Competition Design Series, the ARCA Series. Well, they're expanding to the Dirt Midget Series and Xfinity Series next year in 2021. So they're definitely expanding to the other series. And oh, you can already see Rhett Tucker going down to his inside, give him a little bit of peace of his mind. Thumbs up to his championship rival, but McKinnon leads them off this field, and he's going to be starting on the high side. And Rhett Tucker really wants to get the pedal to the metal and try to pass it down the inside already. But it's a pace lap, so we got 2 pace laps here because it's Bristol. Get them a little bit cuts to the track and get all the cars up to speed.
Something I got to note, Austin. Jason Higginbotham, 3rd in the points in the 56, given an EOL penalty. He's going to start all the way at the back of this grid and have to move his way up through the field in these 200 laps at Bristol. Man, that is going to be such a fight for him to try and stay in the playoffs now.
Definitely is, but that might be a blessing in disguise if something happens up at front between Tucker and McKinnon, or somebody else in the top 5. As the pace car pulls off, it's time to go Bristol Racing here in the last great Coliseum. Grid rear grade they go. Tucker takes the lead immediately heading into turn 1.
McKinnon trying to run the outside. He started up there on the start, but it was not good enough. Tucker going to pull away. Now they're going to go side by side into the corner. One car's around. It looks like it's the 81. No, it's the Ford Dittmer.
Dittmer was tapped from the back end, went around, and first caution already out, and it looked like he just lost it on his own, but he does have some damage.
Taylor Peacock hit him while he was spinning.
Oh, yeah, he just lost it on his own. The Taylor Peacock got right into him. But Rhett Tucker thought he had that race already won. But nope, gonna have to do this again. But this time, Tucker is in charge of this restart. So first caution of the night here. 1 lap into this race. Sign of things to come.
It could be, but what I want to highlight here is that it was the only driver who is currently locked into the next round, of course, other than Rhett Tucker, but that's still provisional at the moment. Dittmer won last week in Las Vegas, locking him in, but he was the one that wrecked. So Dittmer is now thanking the iRacing gods that he won last week at Vegas, or else his playoff hopes will probably be down the drain now here if the same
it's not a massive
in this race.
It's just back end damage. It's not like his front end is just punted in. And Mark Truxell has gone into the pit lane. At a snail, I think Truxell is just going through the pit lane to give himself. He just gave himself an EOL. He just did a drive-through of the pit lane to get to the back of the field. Truxell is also playing the EOL game.
That is an interesting strategy that I'm wondering if it's going to pay off. I'm assuming they're going for the long run here, but those stage points we know are so critical. They're going to need to really burn up those tires and work their way through the field if they're going to want to get those stage points. Because, I mean, even though the stages are 60, 60, 80, 60 laps at Bristol goes by in a flash if you're not paying attention.
It certainly does, and, well, 60 laps, if 15 seconds a lap, you can already tell on how fast this race can go by. Rhett Tucker leads out the field. Lights are out on the pace car. It's time to go back to green flag racing here on Racecraft TV. Rhett Tucker leads the field. 5 laps into this race. Here comes that pace car. It goes off right now. Tucker in control of the field on the inside. Boom, there it goes, and we're back to green. McKinnon gets a good start, gets ahead of Stephen Thomas, and then look at Taylor Peacock. He's looking down to the inside of Stephen Thomas. They're going to go side by side all the way from turn 3, heading into the back straight. McKinnon, Peacock, Thomas racing out for second place. McKinnon covers off Peacock right there. And now the fight for second has already broken away from Justin Lumpkin out behind him.
Yeah, they are battling for that second position, but McKinnon trying to pull away now from Taylor Peacock in the 81. Here comes the 23 of Stephen Thomas. Is he going to have anything to say to Peacock? No. They're going to start to spread out here at the front, and Lumpkin is now starting to catch Stephen Thomas. Can he break himself into the top 4? But the top 5 is all starting to pull away as Bradley goes for a move on Scott Osmond for 6th.
Yeah, Bradley and Osment battling out with each other. Keith Bradley, championship driver, trying to get up and into those points to secure his place into the championship 4. Tyler Dittmer, the only one locked in right now to be complete lap 10. As you already see, Stephen Thomas and Taylor Peacock. Taylor Peacock and Stephen Thomas going to go side by side through that last corner. Thomas got onto the inside, but just didn't have the exit for him as he spun up the wheels just a little bit, and Taylor just held it around the outside right there. A lot of drivers favoring that high line very early on.
That seems to be the line that's going to have that rubber laid down. I'm wondering if anyone's going to venture all the way down to the bottom. That might be where we see some passes start to get made. But speaking of passes, the lead gap is starting to close a tiny bit. Here comes Michael McKinnon. Is he going to be able to make a move on Rhett Tucker? We haven't seen really anybody chase down Rhett Tucker this season, but McKinnon's trying to do it right now.
McKinnon is our pole sitter, and he's running that middle line. Since tires are not at a premium right now, he can get a little bit more aggressive on these tires and try to chase down Tucker, but that's going to be hurting him in the long run unless a caution comes out. Tucker almost touches the wall right there.
McKinnon looks to be faster through the corners, but Rhett Tucker is getting a better run off onto the straightaways. McKinnon closing the gap. He's made up about a 10th over that last lap.
Boy, he just gets
and
so close to the wall.
He was a 10th faster. He was a 10th faster in his lap time.
The last lap, McKinnon 15:21. Tucker 15:33 as they come across the line again to start lap 16. 15:29 for Tucker. Michael McKinnon 15:71. So Tucker was faster that time by, but you can reach out and touch him, Cam McKinnon.
It's all about making that move. You really need to dive it in at Bristol, much like you would at a dirt car, at a dirt track, like a sprint car at Eldora. You just dive it in and hope it sticks. And that's what Michael McKinnon needs to try and do if he wants to pass. But right now, it looks like he's just buying time, running behind Rhett Tucker, learning his line. You can see him starting to change his line a little bit to be similar to Rhett Tucker's.
Yeah, McKinnon's starting to think about his tires more. He has created that gap to Peacock and Thomas all the way back, and they have a nice pack going on. But this fight for the lead can turn very nice to very nasty very soon. But they got a nice 1.5 second gap to the field behind them.
And they are continuing to pull away from the field behind as well. Looking back to that group behind, Peacock leads it ahead of Thomas and Lumpkin. That rounds out your top 5. Scott Osmond has been able to hold off Keith Bradley for the meantime. Chris Cinnamon currently running in 8th, Dan Hagen in 9th, and Tyler Dittmer, who was involved in the incident to bring out the first caution.
Lumpkin and Thomas.
Currently running in 10th. And here comes Lumpkin. He made that move on Thomas to try and get there, and he's going to take the spot. Can he slide in front of him?
Lumpkin holding down that inside line. He's going to cover off Thomas. Thomas now looking down to the inside, trying to switch back on Lumpkin. Lumpkin now holding that outside line. We've seen on how fast that outside line is off the exit. There it goes. And also look at Keith Bradley getting past Scott Osmond.
There goes
Ooh,
Keith Bradley. He's
big
making a
wheel.
move on Stephen Thomas too. He's side by side. Is he going to be able to get that power off the corner? No, he can't. The outside line getting such a good run onto the straightaways. Bradley not able to get that same run on the bottom. He tried there, but not close enough to clear.
He's got a car link now. He can slide up on that exit and cover off Thomas, and he does just that. Keith Bradley jumps up into 5th place.
Now Stephen Thomas is going to have a mirror full of Scott Osmond. Will the 53 Ford
Oh,
F-150
he's
get
hit the
around?
wall.
Thomas is in the wall. Here comes Chris Cinnamon to take that spot as well.
Big hit for Thomas in the wall. Killed all momentum. Chris Cinnamon in that. Dale Earnhardt 3 going to get back up there, but he doesn't have the speed to clear Thomas. Thomas getting a bit dicey on the brakes. Saw the car jump sideways just a tad bit heading into that corner. He might be having a little bit of setup issues, but very disastrous for Stephen Thomas. He's fallen all the way down to 8th place.
That is a nightmare turned worse for Stephen Thomas as he continues to fall down, and he was on the bubble, 4
Mark
points behind
Truxell.
Lumpkin going into the playoffs. What is going on with Truxell? He is on the outside line right now trying to cut through cars.
He's powering through the field, and he just passed Higginbotham and Scruggs with ease through 1 and 2. And look at the speed he has. He's already on the back of Tyler Daniels and Joey Duchette, who are going side by side through corner to corner, and Truxell's getting a little bit impatient back there.
Truxell hit that roadblock of the 16 of Duquette and the 93 of Daniels in front of him. He's trying to get a run to get around him, but he just cannot go anywhere. As the 93 and the 16 taking up pretty much every lane.
Ah, there goes Duchette ahead of Daniels, and that one's not going to be made up. And so here comes Truxell. He's going to swing it around the outside. No holds barred by Truxell. Duquette looks down low, has that bottom line has lost all speed as Duquette trying to look down low, but you see how he just swings back up, and oh my goodness, he almost gets into Higginbotham.
Higginbotham able to get around Daniels now. Higginbotham and Truxell, another pair of playoff drivers who went to the back of the field for strategy, now trying to cut their way back up through the field. We're a little bit past halfway here in stage 1, but they're about to get lapped by Rhett Tucker. He is chasing the end of the field down.
As Keith Bradley right behind them, Keith Bradley and Justin Lumpkin are going side by side. Bradley around the outside of Lumpkin to get up into 3rd. And Truxell has pulled off a 2-second
Lumpkin's
gap.
in the wall again. It was a slight tap to the wall for the 87, but he did touch it. That is, you want to run as close to the wall as you can if you want to run that outside line, but you don't want to hit it. That obviously gives damage to the truck and slows you down at the same time. 2 things you do not want to do, especially at Bristol.
Yeah, and something might have happened with McKinnon with the wall because he's fallen back to 3 seconds as Rhett Tucker is just carving up through this field and putting cars a lap down. He's already on to Dustin Scruggs right there, who is in 17th. And Scruggs putting up a little bit of fight to his teammate. And, ooh, Scruggs took a massive bite of the wall. Almost came across and hit his boss.
So now Rhett Tucker trying to navigate through this lap traffic as Truxell looking to make a pass on Dane Hagen. He already made one on Jesse Strage, and he's going to take that one on Hagen. Now Strage and Hagen will go side by side, battling for 15th as Truxell moves up to P14. Now trying to chase down Higginbotham, who's able to get by him, and he's now fighting Duquette for 12th.
Yeah, Higginbotham and Duquette. We saw Duquette earlier. He was in that little bit of a wall block right there, but he's trying to hold it around the outside, trying to look down to the inside. He really can't find an opening for Duquette because Duquette's running that middle line, but Higginbotham's got a great run. Oh, he's bump drafting him. Get a little bump right there. Can't really bump draft at Bristol because once you get onto the throttle, you have to get off of it immediately. Higginbotham looks down low, trying to force Duquette up high. Duquette, though, keeping his own line there. Also up ahead, Stephen Thomas and Ben Ganoyski going side by side.
Stephen Thomas, we saw the issues he had earlier on in this race, hit the wall, fell down, almost outside of the top 10, now battling for 9th with Ganoinski. Ganoinski in 10th, and they're going to stay side by side. Here comes Lance Miller in the 24, looking to try and punch his card into the top 10.
Lance Miller up 9 spots, and now we got an entire pack here, as here comes Higginbotham and Duquette now. And, oh, Thomas gets very loose mid-quarter, and here goes Miller. Ganoinski's in the wall. Miller's going to take 2 positions right here.
He's going to try and get clear of the 30. Ganoinski in the wall.
Oh,
He's
no!
gonna tap Lance Miller. They're both wrecking into the wall.
Massive incident for Lance Miller and Ben Ganoinski. They made contact off the exit. Hard contact with the wall. Caution is not out. And Ganoinski's in the wall again, right in front of Rhett Tucker.
Ganoinski definitely got the worst end of that stick, as he is severely damaged on both the front and back. The 24, barely any damage at all on that truck, so Ganoinski getting the worst end of that deal. But here comes Rhett Tucker just carving his way through the field. He put Ganoinski 1 lap down. He's about to put Mark Truxell 1 lap down.
Yeah, Rhett Tucker on an absolute tear right now. 47 laps into this race, and he's put 13th place down right about now, heading into this corner. Blue flags are not a thing. You can see Truxell trying to do anything he can to stay ahead of Tucker, but there's Stephen Thomas ahead of him. And
now he's
it's
get
not
past Stephen Thomas.
It's not Duquette, it's Doucette, from the team owner of Duquette. Well, Doucette.
Yeah, he just told you the correction, Austin.
Hey, my bad.
Back up front. Now Lance Miller's going to go 1 lap down over at Tucker.
Miller has
the outside.
Miller's been having a great run, I must say. Starting all the way in the back, up 9 spots. He's currently tied with Chris Cinnamon as the biggest mover so far in this race. Both of them are up 9 spots as Higginbotham and Peacock are going side by side. And Higginbotham just made work of Taylor Peacock right there.
Doucette just went side by side with Scott Osmond, and he took that spot as well. But Doucette, my bad, up to 9th, and Osmond now down into 10th, and they're gonna be the next 2 to get lapped by Rhett Tucker in the 99.
As this field is very spread out. If we bring on our track map, you're gonna see everyone's pretty much separated right now, but you can see the little packs of 2 in yellow. As hard into the wall is that 53 of Scott Osmond ahead of Rhett Tucker. Tucker needs to be a bit more cautious right here, but he's 7 laps away from being locked into the championship.
Stage 1 already coming to a close here at Bristol. Like we mentioned, these lap times so quick that these stages just go by in a flash. And we know these drivers, once they get into a groove, those lap times just start to tick away, especially at Bristol. And we are about 6 laps away from crowning a stage winner and heading into the stage break. The first opportunity for these drivers to really come down pit road, get some fresh tires, see what the tire wear was like in stage number 1, and maybe alter their strategy for stage 2 in the final stage. Or
Tucker's got a pack in front of him. Oh my goodness. Massive roadblock for Rhett Tucker as he goes down to put more cars 2 laps down now. Only 9 cars are on the lead lap here in Bristol.
And here he comes to try and get past Doucette. He also sees the 39 and the 81 ahead.
That's
Taylor
and Bradley.
Peacock.
He's going to go 3 wide. And
39
hard
to
into the wall goes to 39.
That's Dan Hagen.
Hagen into the wall. There's Doucette down low. He goes a lap down. 8 cars on the lead lap. There's Taylor Peacock up high. 7 cars on the lead lap. Do you think Tucker's going to try to lap the entire field today?
I think it's possible, because we're only going to see right now Taylor Peacock get his lap back unless everybody else stays out under the stage break to grab a wave round.
Well, they are going to have to go another lap, but it's green and white flag here in stage number 1. And Rhett Tucker just has 2 more corners to go before he locks himself into the championship by points.
There it is. Tucker is locked into the championship 4.
And he wins stage 1, earning 10 points right there. They're followed by, well, yellow flag has not come out because all the top 10 drivers have not crossed the line just yet. They're still racing out. There's the yellow flag. Rhett Tucker takes the win, followed by Keith Bradley, Tyler Dittmer, Chris Cinnamon, Jason Higginbotham, Justin Lumpkin, Michael McKinnon, Joey Doucette, Taylor Peacock, and Brandon Bullock take the points here in stage number 1. Rhett Tucker locks himself into the championship 4 right there. You're watching Racecraft TV for the Snead Competition Design Truck Series. We'll be right back for the start of stage number 2 here in Bristol. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Snead Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We are back here live from Bristol Motor Speedway, looking at Rhett Tucker. Caution is still out here, but Tucker, after putting, well, almost the 12 cars a lap down, as we get back here live, 10 cars are on the lead lap. Mark Truxell sitting at the back end there, and it's Tucker and Dittmer sitting at the front of the grid.
Those are the 2 drivers that are locked into the championship finale next week, and they're going to go sparring down into turn number 1. Cinnamon, McKinnon, Higginbotham, Lumpkin, Bradley, Doucette, Bullock, Truxell, all on the lead lap. Everybody else down there is either 1 or 2 laps down. We're back racing.
Tucker takes the lead immediately, coming off the line. Tyler Dittmer under pressure as there goes Chris Cinnamon down to the inside, coming way up the track, almost getting in to Tyler Dittmer right there. There's Michael McKinney, who's running in second for a while, and big slides up right there, and he goes around.
McKinnon involved.
McKinnon.
Good save.
McKinnon and Cinnamon get into each other, and now they're going to fall down the pack. Is Jason Higginbotham. He sneaks up through there into 3rd place, but Michael McKinnon getting very loose off the exit. There must be something up with his car after that hit.
Oh, McKinnon still sliding everywhere on the front straightaway. Peacock's gonna go around. He's gonna fall down the order.
Doucette is at an issue. We got a massive stoppage on the back of the track. Doucette was still. We got a no caution, but this is what happened to Joey Doucette, Keith Bradley, and Keith Bradley and himself. Keith Bradley spins in front, comes out in front of the track, hits Justin Scruggs and Joey Doucette. The 17 of, oh my goodness, 17 just takes a complete standstill of Brandon Bullock. He's up 12 spots. we get back live. Justice Scruggs has a lot of damage on his car.
And Red Tucker is right back to where he was before the stage even ended. He is running up front, trying to get past more lap traffic as here comes Doucette. And Bradley Doucette almost put him in the wall. I think he did.
Doucette and Tucker touched, actually. We were running on board with him right there, and there was a bit of contact. Oh, Tucker swiped the nose at Doucette to get ahead of Bradley through the mid corner, but Bradley, he's already hit the wall a few times. You're going to see by the damage on the front right hand. And they're going to go side by side through corner to corner. There's Brandon Bullock, and Tucker's going to go 3 wide through the middle on corner entry. Rhett Tucker put on an absolute show right now, but this is slowing him up as there's the 4 of Tyler Dittmer. He's starting to close in on Tucker and Bradley. Tucker's way up there, and here comes Dittmer. Six cars on the lead lap.
Dittmer is not able to catch Rhett Tucker. First of all, he needs to get past Keith Bradley, who, even though he's now a lap down, he got into an incident. No caution came out for the incident, but he did get involved in it. And he is still such a fast truck here at Bristol that I don't think he's really going to have an easy time. I don't think Dittmer's going to have an easy time getting by Bradley.
It's not the easiest thing to do, especially when the car is running that high line. Keith Bradley is a fast driver. He is in the championship contention. It's just Rhett Tucker and Keith Bradley, both these guys are on such a good level that, oh, Dittmer gets an amazing run. He gets into the back of Bradley, sends it down to the inside. It's just tire management here and keeping your car clean as Bradley and Dittmer now going to go side by side. But who has the better tires? Neither of them do, because they both went in at the same time, but Bradley's been running that higher line just a bit more, so he has more grip up there, and Dittmer just has to make himself work for it. And now there's Jason Higginbotham at the back of Keith Bradley and Tyler Dittmer, and now they're kind of stuck in a little dance with each other.
Oh, and Dittmer went up the track once again. He is running side by side with Keith Bradley, just trying to get by him. He's not even racing Keith Bradley for position. He's just trying to get by him to try and get in front of him so he can focus on Rhett Tucker, the leader. But Bradley is not letting him go.
No blue flags in, and here in trucks. And, Dittmer gets a big slide. Trying to get as much speed off the exit and to get ahead of Bradley. Those tires are cooked right now.
And they still have about a little under 40 laps to go in the run. You do not want your tires to be gone right now as Dittmer's going to lose a lot of time. Now here comes the 56 of Higginbotham. This is for position.
Higginbotham trying to just play, well, he's just going to play that quiet game on Tyler Dittmer, see if they can catch a faster piece of traffic and might use that as a pick. And there's that pick right there. Dustin Scruggs holding now that bottom line. Tyler Dittmer now is in between a rock and a hard place as Scott Osment has entered the pit lane. There's Justin Scruggs, and I think Higginbotham is just winning. We got look at this pack we got going on.
It is a train of cars, a lot of them on the lead lap, some of them not. Scruggs, the one truck not on the lead lap, going to let drivers go on the inside. He is 3 laps down. Tough day for him, but the first truck one lap down is Bradley. Oh, look at Mark Truxell is 2 laps down, and he was trying to block Tyler Dittmer, and we have a caution.
Scott Osment coming out of pit lane hard into the wall. He was on fresh tires, and he's trying to pass Brandon Bullock right here.
Bullock hit the wall.
Oh, Bullock's hit the wall right in front of Osment, hard into the wall, comes across the track, makes no other car contact. That brings out the second crash-related yellow of the night as we sit on lap 88. We're going to see drivers headed to the pits, maybe.
We might. We are about halfway through the run.
Oh, and Keith Bradley, lucky dog.
He'll grab his lap back, and it looks like Rhett Tucker faking into pit road.
Well, as they get things sorted here, at Bristol Motor Speedway as we get ready to continue on stage number 2. About to enter halfway through stage number 2. You're here watching Racecraft TV. We'll be right back for the Snead Competition Design Truck Series Round 4 of the playoffs. Who's going to get locked into the Championship 4? Stay tuned. You'll find out. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have two options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Snead Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We are back here live at Bristol Motor Speedway under caution. And while under caution, a little bit of strategy happened. Some cars decided to go into the pits, some deciding not to. First car into the pits, Tyler Dittmer. And pretty much everyone's followed suit. Few cars stayed out. Lance Miller stayed out to get his lap back. But still only 7 cars on the lead lap because Rhett Tucker stayed out and put everybody on notice that he's not going anywhere. But watch out for Tyler Dittmer and Chris Cinnamon on this restart. They're on that lead lap. And with those newer tires, they could get a run and try to pass Tucker on that fresh rubber.
It'll be interesting to see how that works out over the run.
Oh my
We
start.
are a little over halfway in stage 1, and Rhett Tucker, he's on 29 lap old tires and just smoked the field on the restart.
Well, he went immediately when the pace car went up because he knew some drivers behind him went into the pits. And, well, Rhett Tucker doing Rhett Tucker things. He's going to try to build as much of a gap as he can and try to get into the lap traffic before they can catch up to him. But Tyler Dittmer and Chris Cinnamon, both of them making works already ahead of Stephen Thomas. Looking on to the outside of Michael McKinnon. Here goes Dittmer around to the outside. We all seen on how fast that outside line is on old tires. Well, on newer tires, it is lightning. Dittmer into 4th. Now chasing down on Lumpkin. Ooh, Lumpkin put on the block on Dittmer. It's not going to work,
way
though.
up the track.
Ooh. Lumpkin and Dittmer side by side. Dittmer into 3rd.
There goes the 4 trying to catch back up as Tucker and Higginbotham now spaced out from each other.
Yeah, separated by 6/10 what they were coming off the line, but Tyler Dittmer putting in his personal fastest lap of a 15:13 lap time, and that was an entire 10th faster than Rhett Tucker's last lap.
Dittmer on fresh tires. The next truck down with fresh tires is Chris Cinnamon and Keith Bradley. The last car on the lead lap also on fresh tires. The ones that are not your leader, Rhett Tucker. Second place, Jason Higginbotham. And then
pretty much anyone on the lead lap. It's pretty much anyone on the lead lap that stayed out for that fresh tires. And Dittmer's already caught up to Higginbotham. Dittmer going to look for the outside. Higginbotham defending onto the inside. Dittmer is going to 2-step his way around him. Tyler Dittmer in to second place and chasing down Rhett Tucker.
Can he get there is the question. We know how fast Rhett Tucker is always. 20 laps to go in the stage. Does he have enough time? And what will Rhett Tucker do to try and grab this stage win?
Well, Tucker's going to try to run his own race and not worry about Tyler Ditmer. They're both locked into the championship, but they love standing on that top step of the podium. And Ditmer, 3/10 behind Tucker, and he's putting on a rocket of a race right now because Tyler Ditmer last lap, 3/10 faster than Rhett Tucker.
Here comes
Lance
Ditmer
Miller, big crash.
Going out of the inside, caution!
Ben Ganoyski and Lance Miller have been involved in a crash. Ganoyski and Miller around. Here's what happened. Lance Miller onto the inside of the 93. And, oh, the 93 and Lance Miller just getting into each other. The 12 gets in the back of Ganoyski. Ganoyski hard into the wall, as well as Lance Miller. Both those cars absolutely wrecked. Ben Ganoyski might be having some issues.
Tucker is in, Higginbotham's in, Lumpkin's in, McKinnon's in.
Tyler Ditmer stays out.
The 3 trucks that pitted under the last caution, all staying out. Oh, except for Keith Bradley.
Keith Bradley, he does have
Bradley's
some
in.
damage. But Chris Cinnamon and Tyler Ditmer are new leaders of this race. But now that they just went only about 10 laps on those tires, it's 16 laps to go here in stage 2. I feel like it's not going to be that much of an advantage, but they did see the speed difference right there. Tucker sits in 3rd.
Still a lot of time to go in the stage. When we go back green, we'll be, we believe, a little bit inside of 15 laps to go. Still some time to make moves, but Rhett Tucker now is going to have Cinnamon and Ditmer behind him. We know Rhett Tucker, master of restarts, but can he get around those 2 trucks in front of him?
And he's the master of restarts because he goes when he wants to go. Now that he's behind, well, a wall of Ditmer and Cinnamon, they're going to go and try to throw Rhett Tucker off and make it so that he can't catch up to him. If they go immediately when the pace car goes off, they can just clear away from Tucker, because that's what he did last time, and they caught up to him because they were on the fresher tires. Now if they do the same thing on Tucker, then they're pretty much on equal tires. Sure, they're on slightly older tires, but it's not that they hit the wall immediately yet. With this caution, they're going to get that heat cycle back down, and it's going to be very hard for them to catch back up. As, oh, we got an engine blow for Lance Miller. Yep, there goes the engine for Miller as his car is stopped. We heard the bang right there. And Brandon Bullock, well, he doesn't know what to do. Miller's out of this race.
Worst night gets even worse.
Was having a good night, too. It's just very tragic end as they get finally up to the pace car. There's Rhett Tucker on that inside line. Where is Chris Cinnamon at? There he is. And there is the man who will be in control of this restart, Tyler Ditmer. Leading the points, locked into the championship 4. Can he continue to, well, be a little thorn in everyone's side? Rhett Tucker already locked into the championship 4 on points. Pretty much impossible to catch him right now since he finished stage 1 and will be getting guaranteed 10 points added to him. And he's already got a 30-point lead. So if he just didn't finish stage 1, 2, and then the race, he would have, by theory, he could have been caught and passed for second place. But Tucker is locked in on points.
Well, here we go. iRacing.com pace car is down into pit road. Ditmer in control of the field. He is gone. Rhett Tucker side by side with Chris Cinnamon. He's going to go diving into the inside. Cinnamon way up the track. Here comes Rhett Tucker now battling for the lead with Ditmer.
Cinnamon's not risking anything right here. He knows what he needs to do to stay ahead. But Tyler Ditmer and Rhett Tucker, they're going to race for all the marbles. Both of them are already locked into the championship. They could wreck out at this point. They would still be happy. Well, they would like to finish the race, but they would still be sitting in a good position heading into the championship 4. Right on board with Cinnamon.
Going back down to the inside.
Tucker dives down low. Dittmer holds that outside line. That is so hard to get around. Tucker using those new tires to his advantage, and Dittmer pressuring Tucker. Tucker takes a massive hit right there. Higginbotham goes down to the inside of Cinnamon. He gets ahead. Higginbotham into third. Tucker and Dittmer still swapping paint with each other.
Red Tucker now going to fall a little bit back.
10 laps to
on the
go.
racetrack. Higginbotham now within striking distance of Red Tucker. Is he going to make a move? Cinnamon almost hit the wall.
Cinnamon is holding that outside line. There's Justin Lumpkin down low trying to get past Cinnamon. It's no bueno right there, but on the exit, can Lumpkin put the new tires to the test? Yes, he can, but Cinnamon on the exit just got his car planted right there. They're going to go side by side even more, and there's Michael McKinney. He's trying to figure out which car should I stay behind, but Lumpkin gets ahead of Cinnamon. And Tucker dives it on Dittmer. They're going to go side by side, wheel to wheels. We go 5 laps to go. Tucker just trying to get ahead of Dittmer any way he can. He sends it through there. Dittmer pressuring Tucker to stay down low. They get into each other once more.
6 to go here in the stage number 2.
Tucker's got it.
Tucker clears Dittmer, but here comes Dittmer with the crossover.
Dittmer trying to go down low. Almost bumps into Tucker. Does a pit maneuver on him. Then here comes Higginbotham. Dittmer's lost all momentum. Higginbotham taking the very bottom line on Dittmer, but it's no bueno for Higginbotham right there. 4 laps to go now.
Across the line for 4 to go. Dittmer's back in the wall. Almost hits Higginbotham on the inside. Here comes Justin Lumpkin to join the party.
Lumpkin trying to figure out who he's to stay behind. On corner entry, Higginbotham has the advantage. Off corner exit, it's Dittmer. Who's it going to be? Because Lumpkin, he is on newer tires than Tyler Dittmer, but that outside line is just so fast right there, and Tyler Dittmer wants to keep that second spot and take some points away from these championship contenders. And these guys who are battling for the championship, Lumpkin, McKinnon, Cinnamon, and Bradley, they're all over the place. They all have a chance to win and get into the championship 4. It's just Tyler Dittmer not making it easy. Here goes Higginbotham, Ballandello, Dittmer hard into the wall. As they cross 120, Rhett Tucker is going to take stage 1 and stage number 2 right here now again. 8 cars on the lead lap.
All right, man, caution is out.
And there's the caution. So Rhett Tucker, both stage wins. Now he has 80 laps to try and capture the win at Bristol.
80 laps to go. When are they going to go into the tires for the pit stop? Rhett Tucker takes stage 1 and stage 2, followed by Higginbotham, Lumpkin, Dittmer, McKinnon, Cinnamon, Bradley, Peacock, Doucette, and Ganoisky getting that 1 point in 10th place. You're here watching Racecraft TV for the Snead Competition Design Truck Series. Under cautions, we get stage 3 ready to start. We'll be right back to end out this race. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Snead Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We are back here live at Bristol Motor Speedway. And I must say, this race has been very straightforward. That's the right word? Straightforward?
Maybe.
Dominated.
That's a better word.
It's been dominated by Rhett Tucker, who is putting the field on notice. 8 cars are on the lead lap.
And a lot of those cars that are not on the lead lap are playoff drivers.
Yeah, top 5. Well, out of the top 8 that are on the lead lap, Keith Bradley, only 6 of them are in the championship. Tucker, Higginbotham, McKinnon, Lumpkin, Cinnamon, and Keith Bradley. It's odd seeing because Dittmer, he went a lap down on the pit stop as the field bunches way up behind the pace car.
We are getting ready to go back to racing as the field is going to come back onto this front straightaway. Tucker in control of the field. Higginbotham to his outside, and there goes Tucker once again. Higginbotham tried to get a good restart, better than the last couple of restarts from Higginbotham, but still Rhett Tucker pulling away.
Tucker didn't go immediately when the pace car went out and really bunched up the field. Very slow starts here, but Tucker once again shooting away from the field. We now got a battle for 4th place between McKinnon and Peacock.
Peacock falling back now, right into the arms of McKinnon. This is a battle for 4th place. Lumpkin now trying to run away in 3rd to catch those lead cars up in front of him. But here comes McKinnon. What a great run going into turn number 1. He is now trying to get close to Tyler Peacock.
McKinnon, though, just can't find the top speed. He's got some front end damage on his nose, actually.
I wonder if that's going to affect him in the long run, especially with the engine temps. Maybe he got that on the first incident. Maybe it was during the first stage. Either way, the damage is there, and if he punches a hole in that radiator, that is definitely not going to be good for those water and oil temperatures from the engine.
Tyler Doucette and Keith Bradley going side by side with each other as Bradley just sneaks ahead of Doucette, and both these cars are very damaged. Gnoisky into the wall.
Gnoisky in the wall.
Gnoisky's
that
a
30
lap
car
down.
getting even more damage to it.
Gnoisky's not really battling with Doucette, but you can see Doucette's hood very damaged as him and Gnoisky have had a bit of incidents. Gnoisky stays high on that wall, letting the field by him. Peacock and McKinnon continued their battle for 4th place.
Oh, here comes McKinnon. Look at the run. He just got off of turn number 2. They dive back into 3 and 4. Not close enough to get the pass done.
Mike McKinnon trying some alternate lines off the exit. Gets a good run off that corner. Trying the mid-corner, then swooping back down to get all the banking to work for him. It's a very awkward line, but it is seeming to work for him to get a little bit of a speed advantage on Taylor Peacock.
It worked for a couple of laps there, but now he's right on back
Peacock's
to the gap he was
adapted it.
previously at.
Peacock's adapted to that strategy. Now
Look at McKinnon. Look at the run. He's going to the inside.
Reverse psychology. McKinnon makes Peacock work for it and then takes the regular line, swings it around him on the straight. Michael McKinnon using big brain tactics here to get ahead of Taylor Peacock for 4th place.
They go right by the Dustin Scruggs in the 11. He's going another lap down. Now 7 laps down is Dustin Scruggs, but battle for the lead starting to kind of heat up a little bit. Rhett Tucker versus Jason Higginbotham within 3.5 tenths of each other at the line.
Yeah, Higginbotham and Tucker, both of them very fast. And a win for Higginbotham will lock him into the championship Ford. As they go 40 laps to go here at Bristol, the last great Coliseum. Do you think these guys can make it 80 laps on these tires of fuel? Because they've been going 60 easily.
I think they're going to at least maybe, I think they can make it on fuel. It's the tires that are the big thing, and it depends on how hard they're running. We might see some drivers try and come in maybe in the next 20 laps to split the stage in half, but if not, we might see some drivers try and stretch to the end. It's kind of the same scenario we saw at the end of the last race in Las Vegas, where the stage is just kind of at that point where you need to pit for tires, but fuel isn't really the main cause of the pit stop. It's just that your tires have gotten to the point where they've worn so much that you're just losing time everywhere.
I think if it stays green, we might see a strategy masterclass by one of these drivers as they go to 36 laps to go. Cinnamon and Peacock side by side. Peacock going very slow as Taylor Peacock has lost 2 spots. Mike McKinnon also got around. Yeah, there's that pass on Peacock again. McKinnon just sends it down to the inside, and then Peacock's pace really dropped off, so we get back live looking at Chris Cinnamon, who now sits in 5th. Taylor Peacock getting very loose. Michael McKinnon sits in 4th. Justin Lumpkin up into 3rd, and ahead of him is Higginbotham, who's trying to chase down Rhett Tucker, who has just now hit traffic. Higginbotham around the outside of Truxell puts him 2 laps down.
Tucker pulling away from Higginbotham once again as well.
Oh,
Higginbotham getting held up by Truxell.
The big block by Mark Truxell on Higginbotham, and Higginbotham just victim of circumstance. But now Tucker is in between Ganoisky and Doucette, and we've seen these two have a little bit of an incident. Ganoisky almost hitting Tucker, but Tucker just getting all the luck right there. He's now held up onto the outside like he's been staying on. And Higginbotham now putting those tires to work, trying to catch up to them as they go 30 laps to go. Tucker almost touches the wall right there.
Goes on by Daniels on the inside. Rhett Tucker doing a master class right now up on the top of the racetrack.
As Ganoisky in front of Higginbotham gets into the wall, there's a big wall of cars in front of him. Higginbotham goes down low on Ganoisky. Ganoisky slamming his car into the wall, trying to stay away from Higginbotham ruining his race. But Higginbotham has to deal with the 93 of Daniels, who is just sitting in the middle of the track. And now they're battling with each other. There goes Higginbotham down low. That's not helping him stay with Tucker. And there goes that gap, shot up to 2 seconds right there, as Higginbotham sends it on the 16 of Doucette. 7 cars on the lead lap. And McKinnon and Lumpkin have reached that pack now, and they're in a battle.
Can McKinnon get into the podium spots? The top 3s on the back bumper of the 87. Looking to move him out of the way. There goes McKinnon. Lumpkin's in the wall.
Hard hit for Justin Lumpkin. And here comes Chris Cinnamon. But Lumpkin just got caught out right there. His tires must be gone, as they go on to lap 155 now. Can these tires stay alive? Lumpkin looking low. He might be looking to pit soon, as they're approaching 4 laps to go for a regular stage end of 60 laps. And Michael McKinnon kind of makes these stages about close to about where they get the 5 laps to go fuel sign. As Cinnamon gets way up there on the wall, gets held up a lot by Daniels, trying to catch back up to McKinnon. But Cinnamon going to be very happy sitting in 4th now.
Everything's starting to settle out a little bit as everybody on the lead lap really just trying to punch their way through lap traffic. They're all so spread out now that there's no lead lap battles going on. It's just trying to cut their way through the field of lapped cars that are all around them.
That gets into long distance short track racing. It turns from and endurance racing as well. It turns less from a sprint race to more of a traffic management race and managing your own race within that race. You see this happen a lot, especially in World Endurance Championships and IMSA, where the longer races are, you don't usually get a battle of cars next to each other, and they start having a battle with strategies and stuff. And in a 500-mile race, usually in Bristol, you can see an entire field be lapped and on completely different strategies now. Now, you don't get that anymore with the implementations of stage racing where, well, they don't race for multiple stints in one stage. But back in the day, these races would be spread out over crazy distances, and some teams would try some insane strategies, only to get yellow flagged by some reason, as we see McKinnon and Cinnamon getting past Gnowiski. Cinnamon has been closing in on McKinnon.
Will he be able to complete the pass? McKinnon was able to get by Chris Cinnamon a few laps ago, but here comes the 3. They go by the lapped car, the 18 Keith Bradley. Both are running the outside line. That's where a lot of the lead lap cars are currently running.
And now they're in unfamiliar territory. They just went over 60 laps on these tires. Who's going to try to risk it on these tires, and who's going to try to save it, and who's going to try to save the fuel to make it to the end? Because less than about 34 laps to go here in Bristol. Do they have 34 laps left?
They do not have 34 laps left. They now have 34 laps left.
Around 34 laps left.
Will be 33 at the line here.
If it stays green.
The tires will be crying, Austin.
Oh yeah, they definitely have to go into the pits. They're definitely going into the pits if the yellow comes out. But if it stays green, do you pit? Can you pit? Or can you stay out?
I feel like we're going to see a case-by-case basis of who has been using up their tires the most. I think Rhett Tucker, he might be good to stay out to the end of the race. Higginbotham, McKinnon, I think they might have to pit. It just depends on how you've been using those tires. And Truxell is on 64-lap-old tires, and he just came into the pits.
And Mark Truxell biting first.
Oh, he's done.
He just had a little bit of disconnect right there. Biting first and entering into the pit lane. We're going to see if Truxell played the right move right here, as Cinnamon and McKinnon still battle it out for third place.
Everybody definitely starting to think about their decision, and Mark Truxell has disconnected from the session. That is the end of his playoff hopes.
Truxell ran a good run, but unfortunately Bristol just got to him. As we ride on board with Chris Cinnamon and Michael McKinnon. Both of them in a heated battle for third place. Both of them championship rivals, too. Trying to get their way into the championship four. And they both see, well, they're so locked in with each other that they just both tapped the wall right there.
That's kind of one of those things where, Cinnamon's following McKinnon in front. He just followed him right up into the wall, and here he goes to the inside looking for the pass.
Monkey see, monkey do. Cinnamon tried to look down low, but McKinnon just swings it around the outside.
Can Cinnamon make the move again? He needs to try and reel McKinnon back in. 25 laps to go.
As Taylor Peacock is starting to close in, getting closed in by Justin Lumpkin, as Brandon Bullock is holding down that inside line, and Bullock puts on a block on Peacock, and now here comes Lumpkin in the battle for fifth place.
Peacock trying to hold on to 5th. Lumpkin wants to get into the top 5. Here comes Rhett Tucker. He just lapped Lumpkin.
Tucker says, hey, how you doing down there? It's fine up here. I'm going to put you another lap down. Four
Peacock,
cars.
first time lap down.
That is true. 4 cars on the lead lap. 4. Rhett Tucker is out of this world at Bristol.
Across the line, 21 laps to go, and Rhett Tucker, I don't think he's planning a pit stop now. His tires seem to be perfectly fine. He just ran a 16.428 last time by.
His tires might be fine. How's the fuel, though?
That is the golden question.
The tires can get you anywhere. The tires help you with the lap times, but fuel gets you to the end of this race. I know you talk about tires all the time, but we keep forgetting to talk about the fuel.
So with 20 to go, the stint's going to be about 78 laps. So that means I believe they might need to pit for fuel. Either way, it's going to be extremely close.
Cinnamon and McKinnon, both of them still side by side. They're all in their own world right now. They found the only part of the track that is not occupied by anyone else, and they're having their own race nose to tail. But if you just look at our mini-map, you can see Tucker and them are halfway across the track from each other. 8 seconds separates them from Rhett Tucker, and that gap is closing down. Cinnamon puts in a look around the outside, then looks down low. Cinnamon sends it in on McKinnon, but McKinnon holding that outside line. He's going to have to speed off the exit, but remember, he's got that damage on the front end. McKinnon stays ahead. Cinnamon sends it down low. Not that big of a send. He's going to try to hold it gradually down the inside, come off the exit.
Whoa.
McKinnon, very aggressive defense right there.
They almost made contact into each other, but Cinnamon is trying to find his way around McKinnon, but McKinnon making his truck every lane wide right now.
And all these trucks are the same width, and to get a car outside of regulation width by not breaking regulation is insane. But that's what McKinnon has found right here. He knows how to defend. He needs a spot to get himself into the championship 4.
Will it be enough to get him into the championship 4? He was coming in to this race about 15 points behind the cutoff, and the cutoff is Lumpkin, who is right now 1 lap down in 6th, but he's only 3 spots behind McKinnon.
Yeah, and all these cars that are in that bubble were about a total of 10 points separated by each other. Every position counts. Cinnamon hard into the wall, trying to go around the outside of McKinnon.
Oh, Cinnamon's going to almost tap the wall once again, trying to use all the real estate on the track he can, but the 13 is pulling away. Here comes the 3, back to challenge.
Cinnamon staying with McKinnon for 3rd place, as I can see Rhett Tucker just entering turns 1 and 2 as they just exited it.
Go.
And Tucker is just rocketing through this lap traffic.
10 laps to go now as Rhett Tucker crosses the line. Time winding down for each of these drivers.
Oh, Bradley hits the wall of the pits. Bradley ends out his own race in the pit lane by crashing into the pits.
Unfortunate for Keith Bradley, another one of those drivers that was on the outside looking in. And with that finish, I believe they are going to be eliminated. Right now, I believe Higginbotham and Lumpkin have their transfer spots in 3rd and 4th. It just depends on what happens in between now and the checkered flag.
You also have to count in stage points as well, as Lumpkin has had an up-down race. Cinnamon looks down the outside, then swings back onto the inside, but McKinnon just holds it on the accelerator right there and stays in 3rd place once they go 8 laps to go. 7 laps to go by Rhett Tucker. 12 seconds separate them and Tucker to stay on to the lead lap and from the lead. But Tucker's just entered onto the front straight, which they are now on. I don't think fuel is going to be an issue anymore. 6 laps to go now.
We'll see if they're able to all make it to the end. Looks like they'll be fine. Now it just depends on who finishes where. McKinnon and Cinnamon still battling as Rhett Tucker takes 5 to go.
And Tucker is right behind him. They got a pack following them right now as Cinnamon is bumping McKinnon. I think McKinnon might be struggling with fuel, and Cinnamon is trying to bump him along right there. And there's another bump by Cinnamon. McKinnon is lifting and coasting through these corners, trying to save as much fuel as he can.
Jason Higginbotham over the iRacing radio said he's just going to ride in the position he's in, not looking for any other positions right now on the racetrack as they continue to race. Now 3 laps to go.
Here comes Cinnamon off the exit. McKinnon had a big lift right there. They almost get into each other side by side for 3rd place. Still both of them lifting hard, and there is, well, that was Justice Scruggs actually, but there is Rhett Tucker now at the back of this pack.
And he is just taking the white flag one more time around Bristol.
Can Cinnamon get Higginbotham? Can Cinnamon get McKinnon this time by? White flag for them this time by as they're on the lead lap. McKinnon defends for Cinnamon. Cinnamon goes hard into the wall. Massive car contact, and right behind him, Rhett Tucker takes the win here in Bristol. Stage 1, Stage 2, victory. Rhett Tucker dominates here at Bristol.
Now the question is, how are the playoff points? Where will the final 2 spots stand? Will it go to who had him when we dropped the green flag, Higginbotham and Lumpkin, or will Thomas, Scruggs, McKinnon, Bradley, Cinnamon, or Truxell pull out an upset?
We'll find out later on as Tucker is going to burn it down here at Bristol as he takes a Polish victory lap.
What a race from Rhett Tucker. Another dominating performance.
You know, last time he
from
tried
that
this, he got
99.
disqualified. I think he was waiting for everyone to cross the line this time by. But Tucker putting the entire field, well, except for 4 cars a lap down. He unlapped himself right there on our timing sheets, but there it goes back. It just corrected itself to the official results. Rhett Tucker burns it down here in Bristol. He takes the win. Here are our race results. Rhett Tucker wins the race, followed by Jason Higginbotham, Michael McKinnon, Chris Cinnamon, Justin Lumpkin, Taylor Peacock, Joey Duquette, Tyler Dittmer, Raul Meza, Stephen Thomas, Ben Ganoisky, Brandon Bullock, Jesse Sarge, Dane Hagan, Tyler Daniels, Dustin Scruggs, Keith Bradley, Mark Truxell in 18th, followed by Lance Miller, Scott Osment, Mike Harnish finishes out your grid. Well, what a race by Rhett Tucker, who just dominated from start to finish. And we're standing by with him right now. Howdy, 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 Rhett. How you doing? What's up?
This race has been fueled by Busch Light.
Well, you were certainly fueled by something. You put everybody a lap down except for the top 4. How you feel about that?
I'm just getting them ready for next week, man.
Oh, well, you certainly clinch yourself. You already locked yourself in on points entering this race and winning stage 1. You didn't have to do anything. You could have crashed out at the start of stage 2. You still would have made it into the final. But you made everybody work for those last 2 spots as you joined Tyler Dittmer in the Championship 4.
I needed grocery money.
Well, you are racing for a lot of money in the championships, which is going to be a massive race tomorrow. Well, next week, not tomorrow.
Yeah, next Friday. Can't wait.
Well, what are your plans heading into the championship?
Qualify good. I love Richmond. I love short tracks, period. Honestly, I'm not normally that good at Bristol. I've been running the dirt modifieds all week, so I think that kind of helped me kind of chase the grip up and down the track that you have to do once your tires start wearing out.
Well, you
'Cause
certainly
everybody,
found the grip.
yeah, well, everybody could hang with me for a good 10 laps, 20 laps, and then I could kind of start pulling away because I mean, every lap I'm trying to, find more grip than the last.
Well, Rhett, you put on a amazing race. You put on the win here today. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, thank you guys at Racecraft for putting this on. Everybody at NASRA, Clinton Snead, Michael McKinnon, Brady LaBeouf, all my competitors that was over pretty quick. I'm glad we didn't have a caution fest. Hate it for my teammate Dustin Scruggs, got caught up in a wreck for like the 8th week in a row. He's fast. He just can't catch a break, man. But he'll be back next season, I'm sure. Malware Bytes, Prosper Engineering, Primary Jeeps, Hummers, and Tacomas. Yeah, that's everybody for watching. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Rhett. You have yourself a great afternoon and a great night as you have another victory to your name. Joshua Lee is standing by with Michael McKinnon.
Well, Michael, a good race from you, a good finish on the podium, but don't believe it was enough to get you into the top 4 for the championship finale. Let's talk about your season overall. How was that season from your perspective?
Well, it was off to a bad start at first. It seemed like I got collected in everything at the beginning of the season, which is okay. It happens. And yeah, I kind of knew I was in a must-win situation. Laid down a good qualifying lap, but I don't know what the update has done. I run this track a million times, and I just burnt my stuff up. And then I got a little contact with Thomas there, and then I was overheating all the rest of the race, so I could go like crazy for a while, and then I had to back it down to get my temps under control.
But it still was a valiant effort from you to finish in 3rd. Were you coming into Bristol with the points in mind, or were you just looking to do what you've been doing week in and week out, and that's just go for the race win?
Right about playoff time, I realized I got to get a lot more aggressive with this stage racing. Yeah, you guys probably noticed I tried to turn it up a little bit. But yeah, I came into Bristol knowing I had to win. Tried everything I could. Nobody had anything for Rhett tonight, so wasn't going to matter too much, but it's been fun. And I want to, thank all these guys that keep showing up, even out of the points. And thank you guys. And what a great race. I couldn't believe we ran 80 laps at the end almost.
Now, you are also the organizers of all of these series here under the NASRA. Heading into the finale in Richmond, what do you have for those top 4 that are going to go battling for the championship?
Well, we're going to have a championship fund of $600. We've got a couple butt kickers on the line. Those 4 guys are going to be, I'm sure, battling it hard at Richmond. And I got to say, I did a few practice laps at Richmond, and loose is not even the word. So I'm hoping we can get us situated and put on a great show that night. I just appreciate everything.
Anyone else you would like to thank here on Racecraft TV?
I want to thank everybody that watches, everybody that you guys for broadcasting. You do a fantastic job. I can't say anything but that. And once again, thanks to these drivers, they pay to do this. They pay to get their payouts. They're getting, and they keep showing up even though they're out of the points and putting on a good show for everybody. And I can't thank everybody enough. This first season has been a great success, and I cannot wait for season 2.
Well, thank you very much, Michael McKinnon, driver and organizer here in this series. And Austin, sending it back to you to send these folks home.
It's been an amazing race here in the Snead Competition Design Truck Series. From start to finish, we saw stuff that we didn't really, some of these drivers weren't expecting. Rhett Tucker, you said earlier, Bristol's not his favorite track. Well, he found something that turned on today. We're going to see if he has that something next week as we head to the Championship 4 at Richmond. Who's going to walk home with a couple butt kickers, couple $100, and a championship title to the name. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on Racecraft TV for the Snead Competition Design Truck Series. I've been joined by Joshua Lee. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a great night. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.